Greetings and welcome to today's edition of Graduate Employability Skills Training from JEYPENT. The Employability Skills Training is a program that we've been running for some time through live sessions, but have now transitioned it to YouTube so that those who are not able to join at the time when the live sessions are going on can then connect with us during or at the time of their convenience. So the goal of the Employability Skills Training is to equip those who are seeking for jobs or those who are transitioning or looking forward to transitioning from one form of employment to another with skills, with current information, with knowledge that can help them to position themselves better for employment or even entrepreneurship, depending on what someone is looking at or looking for. So today's edition, I'll focus on some frequently asked questions by recent graduates, and by recent graduates, I'm referring to those who have cleared from college or the university and they are looking forward to enter the job market. One of the questions is there a right job? And I would say the answer to that question is really, it depends. So the question of a right job comes in the sense that someone may be already fixed on a particular role or a particular position, and sometimes that could already be frustrating because they are not able to get the kind of jobs that they have already fixed their minds on or have fixated about. But then I would say it is important that as you go out and as you step out to look for a job, to know what is your motivation, what is your passion, what are you interested in that you could even do if you are not paid, even if you are not being paid. Indeed, it's the old approach of saying, if you are provided with everything, if your bills are paid, what would you find yourself doing? So that, although you may not get that because that could be idealistic, but at least it can start giving you initial impressions as to what you are passionate about. It will give you initial impressions as to, your inclination in terms of the world of work. For example, if you realize that you are really conversational, you like jobs that involve public speaking, or you do not mind something that involves interacting with people, and really jobs that would employ your outgoing nature or side, then it is likely that you would enjoy jobs that in the area of, let's say, marketing, public relations, communication, presentation out there. Jobs that will not involve you interacting with machines like computers for most of your time. A right job is one that would also be aligned with your personality. What I've alluded to in talking about introversion versus extroversion, being outgoing versus being comfortable into public spaces, then it has also something that is connected to your personality. The reality is that you are likely to thrive much more in a job which is aligned to your personality, which is aligned to your passion, than in a job that is not. So asking yourself those preliminary questions would position you to thrive once you get the job. Sometimes I know the pressure of bills, the pressure of not being at home or not being actively engaged in some sort of a livelihood supporting or generating activity can push someone to really go out there and be willing to take any other job. But if you're looking into something that you want to thrive, something that will utilize your giftings, your talents, your passion, something that you will enjoy, then it is important to ask yourself those questions. That way, then you are able to give your best. You wake up to something that you enjoy every day, as well as give the best to the employer, and the employer will realize that there is value that you're bringing on board. These are some of the questions that are critical. But then another question would be, what if that right job is not forthcoming? I started by talking about purpose. Sometimes it could be that you really want to get a job that can get you exposure into the world of work, so that you can even situate what it is that is your passion, What are you inclined into? What drives you, and so on. I know from college and from the university, sometimes someone is not abundantly clear about responses to these questions that I've pointed out to. So again, if your goal is to get some sort of exposure, then I think even knowing that sometimes you're not very clear about your passion and personality and so on, you may take up a job that is forthcoming, maybe that you have been connected to, and just realize that your interests align or don't align. So again, we shouldn't be very fixated on the idea of not making the right move. Sometimes a move is better than no move, because you are 100% sure that you will not accomplish anything if you do not make a move, and yet when you make one, you could fail or succeed. So sometimes it helps to make a move when you're not very clear about your passion, your personality, and then you get clarity around your purpose as you pursue the openings that are coming your way. Not also to mention that even the whole idea about the pursuit of something that can help you take care of your bills, although it shouldn't be at the very top of your mind, but sometimes it actually drives us. So that if your purpose is for now, you are looking for survival, then, or at least you have pressing financial needs, pressing responsibilities that would require you to be able to keep yourself going, maybe even use that as a stepping stone towards getting your ideal job, then it is also a valid and reasonable, consideration for you to take what is forthcoming. But knowing that where you are at now is not necessarily your future, and so making use of that opportunity that has come forth as a stepping stone to the ideal opportunity that you'll be looking for. So those are important considerations. Again, just to sort of recap, purpose, passion, and personality would be a few of the considerations that you can make as you look for an opportunity and as you think about what the right job is. So in whatever situation and in various circumstances, and that's why I started by saying that it all depends, there will be various differing determinants that would lead you to consider one opportunity and not the other, or take up an opportunity that is coming even when it is not perfectly aligned to perhaps what it is that is your passion or purpose, or even personality. I think broadly, that's one of the questions that recent graduates would be contending with. In a long-winded way, I have alluded to the fact that there is no one criteria that fits all. This is life. It will depend on your circumstances, but knowing that even if the circumstances are not ideal, an opportunity could be a stepping stone to another better and probably more aligned opportunity. I'll close this question by making a comment that one of the things that I've noted is that the first stable job, the first opportunity that a recent graduate takes up often will really determine the rest of their career. By a stable job, I am talking about something that you serve for a reasonable time. You're talking about an opportunity you have worked in for like 6 to 12 months. It really influences the rest of your career. Many of the people that ended up being bankers most probably worked in a financial institution at the beginning. You will notice, let's say, for example, an economist who first worked in a hospital, in whatever opportunity, is likely to thrive or is likely to find themselves finding next and subsequent opportunities in health facilities. If the same case would be for an accountant. If, for example, you did your CPAs and then even before you could get up to the last level, you found a job in a medical center. You may find that over the years, you will always find opportunities in medical practices, in health-related organizations. So that's why it is very, very important then that one chooses with these considerations that I've talked about earlier in mind, because that is likely to cement and dictate and determine the trajectory that the rest of your career will take.